turn this into this. I am the Great British Chocolatier and you're watching Chocolate Plus. Hello and welcome to another episode of Chocolate Plus. My name is Mark, aka the Great British Chocolatier, and today we're going to turn these apples into some chocolate covered apples, and we're going to be using dark chocolate, and we're going to be sprinkling them with some pecan pieces and drizzling with some white chocolate. Of course you can drizzle it with any other chocolate, but I got white, so that's what I'm using. I already have some chocolate wafers in here. We know we use the Meltables candy chocolate, it's called. This is from Sweet Tooth Fairy. 3 rounds in the microwaves, 30 seconds each time with a stir, and then we get ready for dipping. In here it's about a bag and a half, so it might need a 4th round at 30 seconds, we'll see. So, put it in there, while that's doing that, the Granny Smith, often the favourite to use. Of course you could use whatever apple you like. When you get them from the store, you want to give them a hot water bath just to get that waxy coating off. And of course, you want to get as much of the stem out as possible. So with a little twist, and I have these. These are bamboo lollipop sticks from Wilton, not a sponsor. So we're going to need those to poke in the apple. Okay, round 1. Not a lot of melting. I mean, there's a little bit here, but there's not a lot of melting. But we stir. Why? To distribute that heat, so there's no hot spots. So that's that. Put it in for a second time. So yeah, what you're going to need is these bamboo sticks, or any apple sticks you get from the store. I think it's about 6 to 8 inches long, and all you do is simply push it down in the stem. Of course you don't want to go all the way through, because you don't want it coming out the other end. So about that much, about an inch, you want to dig it in into the apple, like so. Okay, round 2. Now because there's more than 12 ounces, like I said, there's about a bag and a half in here. It's gonna need another round. But stir, stir, stir. Distribute that heat. It gets a bit messy. It's gonna stick on your fork or your spoon, but that's okay. Alright, that's the 4th round. I mean, that's the 3rd round. And I'm going to do 6 apples if I can. Also, I'm going to say, if you have these in the refrigerator, you don't really want these apples to be refrigerator cold. You want them to be room temperature, as best as you can, because if they're too cold, the chocolate's going to firm up real quick. So we don't want that. All right, this is round 3, and as you see, a whole lot more melting. And usually, if we just use the 1 bag, that would be enough. And because we've got a bag and a half in here, because I had a couple of open bags that I did chocolate the other day, and I wanted to use it. So let's throw that back in. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds. I think that's good. If you're finding that if you're using 1 bag and you find it need the 4th round, I'd say go in for 10 to 15 seconds. Stir, because that's usually all that it needs. Because I'm using more chocolate, it needs a little bit more time in the microwave. So we're going to dip these in the dark chocolate, Then we're going to leave them out in the room temperature to firm up. You can stick them in the fridge before we wrap them up in some white chocolate. Well, we'll see how we go. Alright, now look at that. Much more melted. There's hardly any bumps in there. This is parchment paper, but the chocolate doesn't stick to parchment paper at all. So use parchment paper. We've learned in the past not to use wax paper because caramel sticks to wax paper, and that ain't that good. Then you got to eat the wax. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend. So there we go. You want that nice. That's because it came off the fork. You saw the little. You want that nice flow right there. So that's good. Of course, you want to put this at an angle, and I have a pot right here, and it's as simple as dipping this into the chocolate at an angle. You can pour it over, but we're just going to, in fact, let me do this. Put this on here and show you. So we're just going to dip it in, and we're just going to roll it around, trying to get as close to the top as possible, and then we're going to shake off the excess like so, and that's going to form of course. What I'm going to do now is I want to cover the complete apple, so we'll do that. So you don't really want to tap the sides. You can twist it like so inside of there. This is going to take a little time because you want a nice smooth coat if you can. And then we simply place it down like so. And that's good, and that's done. I wouldn't worry about getting chocolate on the stick. Of course, want to make sure you don't dirty the other sticks with the candy that's on your hand. If you do that, just rub it off. Alright, let's show you again, and then I'll speed this up. So, you want to get it all in as much as you possibly can without it falling out there. Okay, so I'm just getting it into all the nooks and crannies on the top there. And then we're just shaking it off. You can tap it if you want to. You can spin it. But you want to get a nice smooth edge on the apple. Wouldn't worry too much about what's going on the bottom, because that's going to be a little puddle on a flat base like so. So let me get on doing this. In the meantime, I'm going to put this in here so that can start getting loose, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're down to our last one, and just making sure we get into all the crevices on top. And what I'm going to do is, and you want to try and stand them up right. If they fall down, I wouldn't stress it, because you got to work with what you got. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get another bowl. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on some, like so. These are pecans. And in hindsight, I should have just dipped them in there. And I was going to put these on when I drizzled the white. But let me make a few different kinds here. That's not trying. Look at that. Yes, summed up too much. So that's that one done. This one's still got some wet spaces. Cover it a bit more. I think I'll leave that one. Okay, so white chocolate. Like I said, you can leave these at room temperature. They firm up pretty good, pretty quickly. So let me clean this up. But I am going to put some of this on the white ones. In fact, you know what? To live and learn. You know what I'm going to do? Alright. Now when you're melting chocolate that's already been in the bag, I like to pull it away from the end, because for some reason, one, it'll get too hot and it doesn't always melt. Alright, so back in again. 30 seconds. I'm making a mess here. So, do I have a little chocolate brush here? And I'm just going to just coat with chocolate. So what I'm going to do is just going to dip it in like that. So I don't plan that. I don't fully think through what I'm going to do, and then I do this and I make a mess of it, but that's okay. It's all good. Alright, and here's the third round. Again, just smush it around to distribute that heat that's in there. Round 3. Let me put these over here. I mean, they're not too bad. A little rustic, but listen, they're homemade, handmade, and could be a whole lot better, but we're good. We're good. So pour this over there. Okay. All right. See, this is when I go, I don't have a script, but when I go off script, this happens. Then I make a mess, and then I'm stepping on pecans. Alright, so it's now fully melted. I want to squeeze all the content down to the end. Try not to get in the air pockets. And then you're going to twist. Twist it a few times. There's already a hole in there. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to just drizzle up and down. I'll show you. Slowly twisting the apple, like so. And then we're going to do the same with this one, making sure there's no cold spots in here. Sometimes that happens too. Alright, okay, start again. So, twist and squeeze on the, like so, and then finally And then I want to sprinkle just a few nuts on here. Did I wait too late for these ones? I'll find out. And you could do chocolate sprinkles. This one's probably too late. Yep. I think this one's already got cold. Yeah, they're not going to stick. Well, some of them are. Alright. But you could put chocolate sprinkles on there. I don't think that looks too bad at all. So let me get this cleaned up. I'll get the famous red plate. We'll put them on display and maybe give one a taste test. We'll see. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Whew. And here we have it. We have our chocolate covered apples with pecans. We have just the dark chocolate here as we sprinkled them, and then we drizzled with white chocolate here and sprinkled them with pecans. You can use those 100,000s or those chocolate jimmies and have yourself a tasty fall treat. Now, I mean, take another look at those. I think they're absolutely pretty darn good if you ask me. So, let's cut one up. Let's do this one here. I like symmetricality. Okay, so I'm going to use a knife. Of course, you can eat it with your teeth, but look at that. You got a nice ring of chocolate right there. Nice thickness. I get a fork like so. Look at that. I mean, can't ask for better than that. And let's see how it tastes. Mmm. Oh. You got the crunchy bitterness of the apple, because that's what Granny Smiths are known for. Then that chocolate just wakes you up. The pop of chocolate really does bring it up to another level. And the kids are going to enjoy this. Everyone who sees this will awe and ah about it, because, of course, you're going to make these a whole lot better than I make these. But it's all part of the fun. You can cover them with anything you like. You can keep them plain. You can drizzle them with white chocolate milk, anything, any other colour you want. The 4 colours, throw them on there too, and it's all going to taste absolutely delicious. So there you go. You see this. I make this in my kitchen. You can do it too. And you know what? I've been forgetting to say this, but October is my Choctober month. This is the month of Choctober, where the chocolate season starts to rev up into full gear. And so we'll be making, like I said, many fall and seasonal treats for the Christmas season and Thanksgiving that's coming up. So watch this space, subscribe, chocolatize that subscribe button, hit that bell, and don't forget, if you like it, hit that thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Well, I thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.